CVFM. Bernie Does the Borough, proudly sponsored by Teesside's Healthy Living Pharmacies. There's always a pharmacy open near you 7 days a week. Ask your local pharmacist for free and confidential advice on smoking, alcohol, weight and sexual health issues. You don't even need an appointment. Visit teessidepharmacy.net to find out more. Get your opinions on the air and have your say on the Borough game. Bernie Does the Borough on CVFM. It's 5 p.m. and the games are finished. The scores are set. And now it's time to hear from the Northeast's football mouthpiece. It's time for the alternative radio phone-in. 90 minutes of spleen-venting, honest opinion calls. Get involved with the biased banter by calling 01642 688 104. It's time for Bernie Does the Borough on CVFM.
Well, welcome to the Borough here on CVFM 104.5. Today it ended Middlesbrough 4, Ipswich Town 1. Goals from Ayala. Ayala just back from injury. Great headed goal, followed by Adoma, strike through a ruck of players, and then two terrific finishes from Patrick Bamford. Kept his cool and composure, rounding the goalkeeper for the first, and the second one, 1-on-1, picked his spot, drilled into the bottom left hand corner. Two great finishes. Very unlucky Bamford not to get a hat trick. He had two great chances after that when he looked to go for power as opposed to accuracy, and two of them sailed over the bar. Obviously a wee bit of desperation, knowing he had the scent, it was on his hat trick. I know the feeling. And he was very unlucky not to get the match ball. But overall, have to be delighted. When I analyse it and look at the first half, I thought we looked a wee bit jittery. No real zip or zest in that first half. A wee bit laboured to a degree. And for me, I thought they were the better team first half. But we went off at half time 2-1 up. That's what we wanted. And then the second half we came out. No doubt the teams had a bit of a rollicking and ear bashing from the manager, saying we need to step up to really stamp our authority, make this game more comfortable. And we obliged, and well done to each and every one of them. Well done the supporters. Well done the 12th man behind the goal, creating that atmosphere. And I like George Friend's antics at the end of the game. You know, the players would get in, George came back out, went round the pitch practically, showing his appreciation for the supporters. So well done to George for that. But 4-1 today, great result. Looking at the other results in the Championship, Birmingham 1-1 against Huddersfield, Bolton Wanderers 2, Millwall 0. Bournemouth, obviously one of the big competitors, another 4 goals against Blackpool. We did fancy them against Blackpool. Brentford 1, Cardiff 2. Brighton Hove Albion 1-1 against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Charlton 1, Blackburn Rovers 3. Leeds United 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Norwich 1, Derby 1. I think a draw is good for everybody. If we're at the top, a draw, share the spoils. Rotherham 1, Wigan 2. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Fulham 1. And Watford, who have become the Dark Horses, 4, Reading 1. And when you look at it and look at the table now, it's Bournemouth 69 points. Watford, they've seemed to come from nowhere in the last few weeks. They're 69. Second, Middlesbrough third on 69. So still very tight. Derby County were next opponents in 67. Norwich 66. And Brentford 62. So a bit of golf appearing, but up the top it's very, very tight. But we need to take it one game at a time. Today, great result. And, I want to hear your calls. 01642 688 104. Give us a phone here at CVFM if you want to get us online or via YouTube. You can do so. Let's go to Bob. Hi, Bob.
Hi.
Good evening, Bob. Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Yeah, it was. I think the important thing is it's worth in a terrible rule of form.
Bob, sorry to cut across you. We're going to phone you back because the line's a bit ropey and you sound like a Dalek. You're more educated now, I know you are. So we'll phone you back in a minute. Cheers, Bob. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah, apologies for that. It happens. We're live and obviously he's got a dodgy phone or something's happened. The gremlins have creeped in. But we'll be back with Bob in a minute. But still looking at the top of the table, we're still sitting healthy. The Shree is joint top with 69 points. And that's all well and good. Delighted today for Bamford. First half, Bamford and Bossum, who did play up top, I thought didn't really get going in the first half. Can't recall either having a shot off or on target. I did question it, how they have to start stepping up a gear. And Bamford duly obliged. Vossen was replaced. I thought he was a wee bit off the pace today, Vossen, if I'm being honest. But Bamford delivered the goods, and it was 2 smashing goals. Let's see if we can get Bob back. Bob, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me now?
Do you know what, Bob? It's still a dodgy line, and I don't want to spoil your call because the quality's a bit lacking.
Right.
We'll let you go for 10 seconds. If it's any good, we'll hang on. If not, we'll cut you off, Bob. Go on, Bob.
Yeah. It was hard display. Ipswich obviously not powering well at the moment.
Bob, I'm really sorry. We'll try again. We'll get somebody else on. We'll try you back. Cheers, Bob. Sorry to cut you short. It's just a bad line, and obviously we want a bit of quality as well. We quality on the field second half. We want a bit of quality here in CVFM. 104.5. 01642 688 104. Give us a phone, give us a tinkle. We'll get another caller up and we'll try Bob again because Bob's a good caller and an educated one at that. Looking at their team, I've got it marked here. Tyrone Mines, people say he's highly rated. The left back, he was about 6'5". I don't see him regular, so I judge a player totally in 12, 14 games as to what his attributes are, what he's good at, what his flaws are. But I thought he was terrible. Defensively frail. Every ball he gave back to us, he was shanking them all over the place. I don't know who's rated him highly. No, unless he's just had a pure off day, but he was poor. But looking at Daryl Murphy, he was a player I would have liked at Middlesbrough. Big, strong, grabbed the goal. He's a handful, puts himself about. He'd have been a good addition for us. Let's go to Daniel. Hiya, Daniel.
Hi, Bernie.
Good evening, Daniel. Loud and clear. Thank goodness for that.
I'm so happy.
Hey, I bet you're like a dog with 2 tails, Dan.
Something like that, yeah. So the lineup, I thought Ipswich thereabouts. It could be a tough game.
Yeah.
I went to get a drink from the kitchen. Next thing I heard is a goal. I was like, oh no, we've not conceded the other way. I looked back at the TV and we scored. I was like, really? And he had of all people on his return.
Yeah, it was brilliant for Ayala. And the thing was, yeah, go on, Daniel, you're cool, go on.
Yeah, I'm happy for coming back, and then he went off about 10 minutes after, didn't he? With yeah,
he did. For those that don't know, Ayala scored the goal, and then 10 minutes later he limped off, and Jonathan Woodgate came on to replace him, who did well in the second half and throughout the game, Jonathan, when he came off the bench. But their keeper was badly injured. I'm saying badly injured. He was stretchered off, and let's hope he's okay. But he did get stretchered off, the goalkeeper.
Adoma looked to be getting back to what he used to be.
I tell you what, Adoma, he was quick, he direct. There was a bit of pace and intent in his play. He looked to business and back to the form he showed us over a year ago. He was really back to his best today.
Yeah, every time he got the ball, I thought he's going to make something out of this. So Clayton and Ledbert in the middle. I've not seen many live games this season, but I understand what everyone's raving about mine. Those two really do work well together.
Yeah, the workhorses, they complement each other. They've got a range of passing. They like a shot at goal, and they give the defence good support. And they definitely help each other, and as I say, complement each other. So they're doing really well. I thought George Friend was good on the left again, as ever. I thought overall as a team, first half wasn't really functioning right in my opinion, but they came out second half, rejuvenated and looked to business.
We didn't play amazingly, but obviously we got the win, which is, if we went through all the season like that, it would be agony, but as long as we get the results, well.
Yeah, we'll be moaning and groaning about goals, a lack of goals, and we scored 4 today against a team that's lying 7 in the league today. I think, is that the
second or third time we've scored 4 this season?
Yeah, something like that. But the team obviously we're going to be coming up against Bournemouth. They're banging in the goals for fun.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They are a team in the rampage when they've got possession. They look to score as many as they can. But hey, we enjoy the moment. 4 goals today. Disappoint we conceded 1, and looking at the goal conceded, Demi will be, he got away with it because we won 4, but he'll be disappointed. Where I was sitting when the ball's been hit at Demi, I honestly thought he clipped it on the post and then it went straight to Murphy, but he actually dived to the left, palmed it into the middle of the goal, and Murphy did a simple tap in. So it was a disappointing goal he conceded.
saw it at first, I was like, oh, I think, what's he doing there? And I saw it again, I was like, well, the ball pretty much came to Murphy, so he couldn't really do much else apart from put it in the net.
Yeah.
But the whole Ipswich team, I think he was the only guy that worried me, really, because every time he got the ball in the box, I was like, I had a feeling of he's going to score here.
Yeah.
You just had that feeling about him.
And don't forget, Ipswich also hit the post in that first half when we were a bit rocky. They hit the post, they looked the business, but we soon knocked his stuffing at them. Once we get the second, and then the third, it was good night Ipswich, and they might as well have jumped in the bus and headed home.
Darren Murphy must be getting on now, man.
He's an experienced guy. He must be on his 29, 30, whatever. But you could see his experience told, and he's a good target man.
I mean, have we got a derby on Tuesday night?
Yeah, we've got big games coming up.
They've only got a draw.
Yeah, that's right.
Which kind of helps. But I mean, if we can keep doing what we're doing, I can't see us not going up, really.
Well, and Pat,
automatic.
Well, hey, look, if we go and beat Derby and beat Bournemouth, then hey, who's going to bet against us? But the next two games, out the 4 games, the first one we've lost, we won today. Obviously, 2 massive games. They're all massive games, but the next 2 are against tasty opposition, away from home. Where away from suffered recently, so we really need to keep it going. We don't want any excuses. We want to go, set out a stall from the off and try and grind out the result. Forget the glamour. Now's the stage to grind the results out, win the games, and stay in that top pole position.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? 9 games left and we're joint top with Watford and Bournemouth. It's a great position, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
And Derby 67, they'll be looking and thinking, come on, we need to beat Middlesbrough here and get back in the rails. They conceded late goals last weekend. They've drew today, so they're really in need of a win. Yeah. But as I say, it's what we do, and we did it convincingly in the second half today.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, there again, Crankler, he's always focus on the next game, and the players are exactly the same in the post-match interviews. They're not like, oh, we need the top now, we can do this or that kind of thing. We just focus on game by game, and I think that's
I think that's
the best way to do it, really.
Yeah, I like that style. I was like, as a player, if you score a hat-trick, you don't get too emotional and high, and if you get beat, you don't get too low. You just keep on the level, and if you win, say, hey, I'm happy at that, but just keep on the level. Don't get carried away, because anything can happen.
Oh yeah,
anything can happen. So Daniel, is your money on us finishing top 2 then with 9 games to go?
Well, yeah. I mean,
you don't sound too convincing, Daniel.
All my mates that aren't Boro fans keep saying, "Oh, you're going to mess it up." I said, "Well, I don't think so now." Like I said, we've got strength in depth, 2 players for every position, pretty much.
Yeah.
I said, if we do, I'll be very surprised. I said, if we don't get top 2 and we get the playoffs, I'll still see that as progression on last season, but I will be annoyed that we haven't finished top 2. So top 2 is the target for me, really.
Okay, Daniel, listen, thank you very much for your call, kicking us off this evening. Cheers, and mind give us a phone during the week. Cheers, Daniel.
All right, cheers.
Thank you. If you want to get involved here at CVFM, it's 01642 688 104.
Your local station for Middlesbrough, CVFM. Bernie Does the Borough, proudly sponsored by Teesside's Healthy Living Pharmacies. There's always a pharmacy open near you 7 days a week. Ask your local pharmacist for free and confidential advice on smoking, alcohol, weight and sexual health issues. You don't even need an appointment. Visit teessidepharmacy.net to find out more. Have your say on the match. Unedited. Bernie Does the Borough on CVFM.
And if you want to get involved, your views are 01642 688 104. I've not got my earpieces in, so I won't be able to hear who's on the line, but I'll put them on while we're queuing one up. I think it's going to be Brian. Hiya, Brian.
Okay, Bernie.
Hello, Brian. Come on in.
Well, 4-1, 3 points.
Happy Christmas, isn't it? Yeah, hey. Great, man.
See that?
Yeah, it's a great result, Brian.
Great result, but that was about it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I wasn't impressed at all, Bernie.
Hold on there, Brian, just to put my other ear muff in. Right, go on. We're on.
I wasn't impressed at all with us.
No, the first half, as I say, we didn't go from the off. We looked a wee bit frail and nervy and weren't as fluent as we can be. But that's all probably down to, you know, the expectations were at home. We're playing a team who we think are better.
That can't be an excuse no more.
No, but at the end of 90 minutes, Brian, we've won 4, so it was a matter of bedding in, and then it's opened up. So, you know, if it ended up 1 each today, I'd be sitting here saying, come on, absolute. But no, we won 4, so we did eventually grind them down. And then at half time, get your money on it, Karanka would have given him a name bashing. It wasn't good enough first half. That first half performance won't beat Derby County, won't beat Bournemouth, won't beat Watford, Norwich. It won't. We need to be better than that. And I've said that for a long time, Brian.
Yes, but you go back to this has been going on for 9 games.
You've got a good few games now.
It's not a one-off.
No, you're right. We're still not hit the heights.
It's starting to tell you we're not good enough.
No, well, the four goals at the end of the day says we're good enough for today, and we did the business, and we're still sitting joint top.
For me, the only take out the game was Adoma.
Adoma was quality.
And Bamford with a bit of magic in his finishing.
2 terrific goals, you know.
The rest of the team was poor. You started off, even before we scored, Ayala, wide open we were in the first couple of minutes. For some reason, Ledbetter and Clayton have become old men, slow as boats. Giving no cover to the back 4.
I have to say, they were caught short a few times today where they were nippy and sharper. You're dead right in saying that. I agree with that.
And that's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, there was a few times where the time we responded, they were on it like a flash and gone. Yeah, you're right. That was sort of exploited
and
today.
If them two aren't controlling things more, everything else goes to pieces for me. And that was a big problem today, and it has been problems in matches before this. We're getting away with it at the moment, that's all.
Obviously, Ledbetter come off and Forshaw come on, so Ledbetter again being replaced. That's sort of been a regular occurrence recent games, hasn't it?
Yeah, and the thing is, as I say, it's dragging on and on. Getting away with it. It was a resounding result in the end, but that was a false scoreline for me. We got away with it again. Right? To put it right, we've got to bring loans in. It's in the paper saying about bringing Jordan Rhodes.
Jordan Rhodes, yeah. I mean, Jordan Rhodes would really set the header alight, give everybody a massive boost. He could be the difference of getting that automatic finish. Jordan Rhodes, because he's a proven track record, proved it in the Championship. Well, other strikers haven't. He has. And he's got the credentials to say, there's my goals, I've done it, I know this level, what it's all about. And he would really probably rubber stamp as getting in that top 2 position. But is it going to happen, Brian?
It wouldn't be just that, the rubber stamp it for me. That's the problem.
Go on. Who else?
Very disappointed with Clayton and Ledbetter. It looked old men today.
Right.
For me. I think you've got to bring another one in there. Forshaw come on, but do we still know how good he is? Is he any better?
Well, I've not seen enough to comment on the lad, so I'll reserve judgment at the minute.
You know, we don't want to throw this away now. We're bang there. We have got to bring 2 or 3 players, and I think good players, to give this team looks jaded, looks slow.
But why is that? We've probably changed and tinkered with our side and squad more than most teams in the Championship. So why is that?
Is that the reason he has been? Because, he brought Vossen in today.
Vossen was poor.
He was woeful.
Vossen was poor. Never got a kick.
Right? I mean, I've been calling Kike, but Kike would have done better.
Yeah, Vossen never got a kick today. I never really seen him getting a touch, to be fair. Definitely never the shot. Didn't harass, closed it. He wasn't in it at all.
I mean, the only way I'm looking now, for me, is you blog things up a bit. You bring Tomlin in with maybe Bamford to blog it up.
Right.
But do we want to be doing that, Bernie?
No, we shouldn't need to shore it up. Hey, look, we didn't shore it up.
That's looking the way now. Very unimpressed today, even though we walked the game in the end. And I think we have problems.
Yeah, but Brian, you're exploiting some of the problems, and I would agree with you, there is certain frailties at the minute. Certain players do look jaded. We were second to most balls in the first half. We did wake up in the second, but 4-1 still sitting joint top. But what you're saying, what you're saying is we need to waken up and revive ourselves to keep it going for the remaining 9 games.
But you said jaded there. The team looks jaded. The team shouldn't be jaded, should it?
Well, I don't think it should, because if you look how many's actually started per game, there's only about 3-4 started majority of games. The rest has been, in and out throughout the season.
With it being over a number of games now, as I say, we're getting away with it.
Yeah.
Is the real reason is we're not good enough.
Look,
let's make no excuses. I've backed the team, said they've done well early in the season, but at this moment in time, over the last 9 or 10 games, nowhere near good enough for me. That has been the problem.
Well, the last 10 games for me...
9 games left, Bernie.
Right.
And I think, the 9 games before, are we going to put it right? Is this team capable of getting lucky all the time? It's been getting lucky for me. If I'm truthful about it, I would bring loan players in. Giroud, I'd bring another midfielder in.
Well, if we can get loan players in, why wouldn't we? That's the question. If they are looking a bit fatigued, get new players in. Players to really lift the spirit in the dressing room, lift the fans, give us that big G for the promotion push.
We look at today, right, and we're saying Karanka's been changing the team a lot. And
he has,
He brought 3 in today, has done other matches. Is the real reason that he's not happy with the team? I mean,
if he's not happy with the team, what I would say to that, and we don't know because we've not asked Karanka that question, but if that was the reason, I would have to say, well, why have you brought them in? He's brought the majority of players. This is his team now.
Well, at the start of the season, we'd be happy where we were. And I mean, we've seen the game at home against Derby, good performance.
Yeah.
Earlier performances, good away from, getting results. And a few good performances amongst it. But it looks, for me, the team looks not good enough as it stands now.
Right.
And, to give us the best chance, I think if we stay as we are, you're pushing your luck. I'd have Rhodes in.
Yeah, look, Rhodes
I'd definitely bring another couple in as well. Don't you... I think we're trusting on luck the way we're playing at the moment, Bernie.
We are riding with luck, but 4 goals. Hey, the two goals that Bamford scored were top drawer goals. A lot of time to think what he's doing in the first one. Kept his cool and composure, rounded the goalkeeper with a trick, finished. That's a great goal, Brian. And then 1-on-1, carried it, picked his spot across the... They're great goals.
The magic from Bamford and the finishing, brilliant.
Yeah, good.
Adoma looked lively.
Yeah, Adoma was really good today, yeah.
But the team, apart from that, the other 9 players, 8 outfield players, went closing down.
Right,
slow.
Yeah, and I think if I was a Derby or a Bournemouth or a Watford Norwich, if I was watching the game live today on the television because it was beamed live, if I was watching it, I wouldn't be too overly concerned what I've seen today. Although the scoreline is great, I would be sitting thinking, they weren't at the races today, weren't they that great today? They're better than Ipswich, but are they better than us?
I missed what Karanka said after the match.
I don't know any quotes that Karanka says. I was in the Legends Lounge as ever. It was absolute mobbed, and I did well to get here in time, if I compliment myself.
Yeah, so you never heard him. Hopefully, if he was happy with the performance, I don't know what he said.
I don't know what he said.
Hopefully he's saying different things behind closed doors. Because I thought that was a worrying performance, Bernie. I did. I expected us to be...
Sorry, Brian, just let me cut across you because it's just come up there, and it is a quote, and hopefully for today's game and know something that's come up for you maybe weeks ago. This is quotes. After the last month, we needed a performance today, and we were brilliant.
No.
Okay.
I can't agree with that at all.
I have to say I can't agree with that either. But it's a brilliant result. But no.
As you say, you've got Derby coming up, Bournemouth, other hard matches, and for me, they take us to clean as we played like that again. Our luck will run out.
Oh, you can't keep relying on luck, but...
And so it's been over a long period, this, Bernie. It's not just today.
No, listen, I agree with you, Brian. We've not been playing good football. Hey, look, it's not about football, it's about winning games, but we've been getting beat as well and drawn. But today we've won. But what you're saying, and what I tried to say a month ago in the local ragging on here at CVFM, we need to step it up because there's still the big games against better opposition coming in the next few weeks.
Waiting if we do it.
Look at the game we've got coming up. There's about 4 there.
Will you agree with this? We've got a pot of gold waiting if we can get promotion.
Without a doubt.
Right. For me, shouldn't we go and get 2 or 3 players now?
Yes. If we can go and get 2 and 3, and we can work the magic, get them in. If we get 10 and get them in.
3 or 4 million, it is worth it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
We've got to do it, Bernie. Definitely Rhodes and a couple of others.
If we get Rhodes, that would be some swoop. Because that would boost our confidence. It would knock the confidence of Derby, who I think's got an injury or 2 to their strikers.
Bernie, if you've got any influence there, get your 10 penneth in and try to push it home to people at the club and that.
Yeah.
Because I can't agree with him saying it was brilliant today. If you put your feelers out, get the word out that we've got to do something to give us a boost, Bernie.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody who's got a bit of clout at the bottom.
Yeah.
Tell him, Bernie. Please.
Brian, you sound concerned. I mean, we're still joint top. You sound really concerned.
I am concerned.
Right.
Get people in it.
Hold on. You're no
Frank. Get in the Gazette and that and say something, Bernie.
You're no Frank throwing Brian voice pretending you're Brian. Are you Frank, really? Are you
no,
disguised?
Honestly, Bernie, I want us to get promoted.
I know you do. I know you're a staunch Middlesbrough fan. I know that.
But I'm not satisfied with that performance and the ones that have went recently before. We've got to do something about it. They look 2 old men in the centre of midfield, Bernie.
So would you put in there Forshaw? Would you drop one of the midfielders put Forshaw in?
Well,
although you've not seen a great deal about him.
I think you've got to maybe do that. You've got to bring Tomlin back in.
Tomlin in
because it was disjointed. They weren't playing as a team, Bernie, for me. And they were slow to... No one second ball.
In the first half they were. Second half we were better, Brian.
Yeah, we were better second half.
Yeah, first half we were. Second half we
get in that Gazette and tell everybody you know that we need more players, Bernie.
I will. I'll tell you. Yeah, you read it Thursday, Brian. I'll tell them that. Okay,
cheers,
Brian. Thank you very much for your call. Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks to Healthy 11 Pharmacies, of course, who sponsor the show. Thanks to CVFM. This is the studio. Without both of them, there'd be no phone in. Give us a call. Talk about Middlesbrough. Talk about the games coming up. Talk about today's result and performance. Brian, happy with the 4-1 result, but disappointed the way we played and a wee bit concerned that we have to step up a gear in the remaining games. Do you agree or disagree? 01642 688 104.
Your local station for Middlesbrough, CVFM. Bernie Does the Borough, proudly sponsored by Teesside's Healthy Living Pharmacies. There's always a pharmacy open near you 7 days a week. Ask your local pharmacist for free and confidential advice on smoking, alcohol, weight and sexual health issues. You don't even need an appointment. Visit teessidepharmacy.net to find out more. Bernie's back, and he's now on CVFM. It's Bernie Does the Borough.
And apologies again, the old dear phone's falling out again. If you want to get involved in your views, 01642 688 104. Give us a phone, discuss today's game. It's 4-1. I was just talking to one of my mates who popped in for a second. And he just says the quality of the first call was dreadful, but we're going to try and get him back on. His name's Bob. He's a good call, he's educated, knows about the game of football, and he promises we're going to try and get him back on. Right, okay. So 4-1, smashing result. It's joint top of the league. If you walked in the Donson, what's the league table position? Bournemouth in 69, Watford's in 69, obviously Middlesbrough 69, Derby 67, Norwich 66, Brentford 62, and Ipswich dropped down to 7th place outside the playoff positions on 61. Let's go to Najab. Is it Najab? Najaba? Come on, you know who it is. Come on then. What about the result today? Were you singing in the taxi? Were you giving it big ones?
Yeah, we're doing absolutely really brilliant. I think we're absolutely fantastic. And Brian, I think, was a bit negative. The way we said that we played so poor. If we I'm happy as anything, because just imagine when we play really well, what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where Brian's come from. I don't know him personally, but I know his voice over the years. He's phoned radio, television, whatever, and I know he's an ardent Middlesbrough fan. Usually, he's very, he's always praiseworthy. But I think what it is, he's feeling a wee bit nervous because the first half we weren't good today, despite being in the lead. In the last 8-9 games, we've been a wee bit ropey. We've been beat. There's been draws in there, and what Brian's concerned about, if we don't start stepping it up with the big games coming up. You know, we'll still get Derby County, we'll still get Bournemouth, we'll get Watford, Norwich. There's some massive games in there. And my personal opinion as well is we do have to step up a gear to stay in the pack.
We do, Bernie, but if you look at it, this was a massive game for the result, because with the result we had last few games, we struggled.
Yeah.
And the way we came back, I thought it was a big credit to Kranka and the team. You're going to get the odd player that who's going to have a bad game. You know, I mean, you can't expect, Ledbury to have a cracking game every time.
No.
Well, I think as a whole team, we did really well, and they get like 4 penalty as well. Ayala looked really good before he won, unfortunately, but I thought Woodgate, when he came in, he did a superb job for us.
Yeah, he did.
His second game, you know, he did a really, really good job for us.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Ayala coming in, obviously he's been injured. Ayala, people have been saying he's been missing. He has been missed. He came out and lo and behold, he gets the opening goal to settle the nerves, which is great. Then he gets injured, he comes off again. Woody comes on. We've not seen Woody for a while. He's been on the bench but not played. I think he played at Blackpool, scored the goal. But he came off and he was as elegant and stylish as ever, and just cruised through the game. And obviously Murphy found it a bit more difficult against Woodgate. So well done to both the centre-halves.
If we can get to a derby on Tuesday and just get a draw, even a point, I'd be happy with that. And then we've got one more sort of tough game to go to. And more, you know, you've got to look at the positive side. Everything's going for us. And my biggest concern was early on. We normally, after Christmas, we don't do that well. We normally sort of go down, flop. We haven't done that, and we kept going. We've got 9 games to go, and we just got to be positive. And I'm going for Boro, and I'm looking forward to playing Premiership next year, to be honest with you. I think, you know, and I've been supporting Boro for the last 30 odd years.
Right.
And we're looking good, and I think, why not? Let's be positive, and, you know, if we're not going to play as well as we can, and score 4 goals, blimey, I would love to see us on fire. Because
you're dead right, because the problem recently, and over the last month or two, has been the lack of goals. Lo and behold, we get 4 against a team that's up there in the top 6 before today. So 4 goals is no mean feat. The quality of the goals, I mean, Adoma, arguably man of the match, fine second goal. Ayala's was a good header, and the 2 for Bamford were laced with class, you know. Lovely temperament in front of goal, and picked his spot and rounded the keeper on the other one. So I thought the goals were all very good. And 4-1, you know, some people watching it might think, well, there was never a 4-1 in it, but we scored 4. And
for me, Bernie, I think Bamford should play up front all the time. That's where he looks comfortable. That's where he's scoring goals for us. And I think that's his right position. He should be up front there, and hopefully he will score goals for us. And I think he's going to fight us to the top. And I know Brian was saying earlier, get some new players, but they might not settle in. They might not fix in, you know, the position that Kranka plays. So I think we're happy with the squad we've got, and I think we should just carry on and be positive, and hopefully we'll go up.
Excuse me. Talking about happy with what we've got, well, I look the other way. I think, hold on a minute, 9 games left. If we can get 2 players in, or get this Rhodes in, without a shadow of a doubt, he'd be the man for me. If we could get him, I would be, wow. My money would be going to Middlesbrough top 2. We've still got a great chance of top 2.
I mean, he'd be fantastic if he comes in.
He would be, wow.
With him and Bamford up front, last 9 games, it would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
But, you know, we've got to look at Gibson. He might not be able to get it in, look at the budget as well. And I think we've still got a good enough squad. And I think we'll do well. I'm happy, and I'm looking forward to them next year.
Yeah, and I'm sure the whole of Teesside's happy tonight, and should be. We're still up there, 9 games to go. There's 3 in the pole position. And but I always think, why not push the boat out, big steal of Boro, get more money in, and try and get another player or 2 in on loan, and just to sort of secure it. If you've just walked in the door, I'll go through the results again. I think the callers fell off. I hope he's alright, he's not crashed his taxi. But Millwall 4, Ipswich 1, as we know. Birmingham 1-1 against Huddersfield. Bolton 2, Millwall 0. Bournemouth 4, Blackpool 0. We expected Bournemouth, one of the guys that's up there, we expected him to beat Blackpool 4, another 4 goals for them. Brentford 1, Cardiff City 2. Then Brighton Hove Albion 1-1 against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Charlton 1, Blackburn 3, Leeds 0-0 against Forest. Norwich 1-1 against Derby, that suits all the top teams. Rotherham 1, Wigan 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1-1 against Fulham, and Watford 4. Watford are the dark horses. Reading 1. Good evening, Bill.
No, then, my man.
Come on in, Bill. Let's give it big ones. We're still joint top. We're 9 games to go.
We are, but
what did you see?
I mean, I had the.
What did you see?
The rosy beads out in that first half, Benny.
Did you? I agree with you. It was a nervy old first half.
I mean, they looked they looked devoid of anything. I mean, it was a weird half, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And I've got to say, the man who changed it for me when he came on was Woodgate. Because if you think after that, he won every ball in the air. In that first half, they were losing balls left, right and centre.
Yeah, Murphy was a handful, wasn't he, the centre forward?
Oh, I mean, they won everything.
Yeah, I agree.
They won everything after they equalised. They won everything.
What about the equaliser? Bill, what about the equaliser? It was a bit of a bad one, wasn't it? He conceded.
It was. That was a shocker. That. I mean, the keeper done everything wrong, Bernie.
Oh, I tell you what, I'm glad it wasn't Majias in goal. They'd have hung drawn and quartered Majias if he'd have did that.
Well, yeah. I mean, he sort of went with it with one hand for a kick off. He could have went with two.
Yeah.
He should have pushed it round the post.
Yeah, he pushed it in the middle.
And then when he palmed it the wrong way.
Yeah.
It was a shocker.
Yeah, but we got away with it. Obviously, we bounced back.
Pardon?
We got away with it. It doesn't matter now. It's gone and. You know, keepers do make mistakes.
I mean, at the end, they could have had 7.
Yeah,
Couldn't
they could have,
really? I mean, there were 2 beautiful goals in the second half.
Oh, great goals.
Classic, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally agree.
He's a good foot. I mean, but I would always play Tomlin, Bernie. I don't know. He wasn't injured, was he?
No, Tomlin wasn't injured. Looking at you know who was on. He was on the bench. But Tomlin, you know, I think he sort of flirted in the recent games. And we know Carrington likes to freshen it up. Maybe he thought a wee rest will do him good. I don't know, but yeah, I was glad. I'll be honest. I was glad to see the width and reach in Adoma. I don't think Adam was at his best today. Adoma was. He wasn't. No, he was off the pace. But I was glad that Big Bamford was up front from the off. I like that. I was glad with the 2 wingers.
I mean, and
I have to say, Bill Vossen, I was glad he was included. I want to see him, but today. He'd be disappointed in himself. He'll be looking tonight and thinking, I was disappointed. He never got in the game. Never got into the game.
But I mean, there were plus points because from the outset of the second half, they looked a better team actually.
Yeah.
There wasn't that, at the end of that, I was wanting that first half to end. I mean,
yeah, I was.
It just looked a matter of time before they equalised. So. I was delighted that they got in 2-1, but I thought in the second half, as I say, they shortened it up, and as I say, for me, Woodgate was the man. I thought he had a great game in the second half.
Yeah, I mean...
If you look at what he did, and he's a calm player, Bernie, isn't he? I know
he's a class player. We know he's a class player. He's a class act, he's cool, he's composed for a centre-back, that's a big thing. His contribution, distribution's good, he's good in the air, he's good in the floor, he's obviously good defensively, and that's why he's played, you know, at Real or wherever he was, Newcastle, you know, he's been around and we know he's been littered with injuries, but when he plays, he's a class act. And we know that, and you're right, he probably brought a bit of stability and calmness to the defence. Because we did look ruffled.
I mean, he did, and it was patently obvious he did. You know, because he wasn't from the get-go. I don't think he was fit, was he, Ayala?
No, but obviously we threw him in there.
Down the line, I could have beat him in that run down the line.
I don't know about that, Bill. I don't think you'd have beat him.
Well, all right, yeah. I mean, it's true. I haven't seen my feet for 4 years, so let's But it was a vital game, Ben.
Yeah,
they had to win.
Yeah,
they've won. It sets it up nice. That was a bonus. The Norwich and Derby match, because you had to say that the other 2 games were a given. I mean, if you're going to play, you know, at a vital stage of the game, you know, you want Blackpool, don't you?
Of course you do. Of course you do. Yeah.
And Reading, of course, played a reserve team. Apparently.
Is that right?
You know, and yeah, because they're playing their replay on, I think it's Monday.
Yeah, obviously Reading get beat 4-1 away at Watford, and you're saying they played their reserve team?
Well, that's what they said on Sky.
Right,
that's a given as well. So I thought we had the hardest game, and we've come through it. And big bonuses. I was delighted at the end of it.
We're all delighted. I mean, everybody was delighted. The first half was a pressure cooker, nervy, opening 45 minutes, and then it sort of upset the rhythm. You know, we've scored the goal, and then all of a sudden the keeper's not recovered from that incident. I mean, you'd have seen it on the telly, Bill. What actually happened? I mean, where I was, I didn't see who collided. Did they fall upwardly? What was the thing?
I think it was just a bad clash, wasn't it? I mean, it was. It looked bad. When
where Yala's head or his defensive mate's head.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when you see the old oxygen mask, you don't like to see that.
No. Did he clash heads with Yala or his own defender?
I think it was his own defender. I think.
Okay. I knew there was two of them down initially.
So, But I mean, they didn't dwell on it.
No,
but, I mean,
no.
You don't like to see that, and it might, it might have affected them in a way, because, as I said, that first half, it was very, very bitty. I mean, they were commenting on the way that Middlesbrough were playing or were not playing football, actually.
Yeah.
So
but
they've got out of it, and as I say, the two. I mean, late on, he missed two easier chances than the two he put away, didn't he?
Yeah, I think I've been there myself, but it's like you're on your hat trick, you're in good positions, and the first two goals he was so composed, and the last two chances, the composure went out the window because he was just wanting that hat trick, and he's overdoing it. So he lost that wee bit of composure, and I understand.
The third one when he was putting, he should have just rolled it, shouldn't he?
And do you know what? He'll be delighted with Finney Sell. He's got 2 goals, the team's won, they're top of the league. But he'll wake up about 3 in the morning and he'll go to sleep, and he'll be lying in bed tonight thinking, I should have had a hat trick. And he'll go over those, and that's what you do as a player. I did it. All players do it. Yeah. The adrenaline's still kicking in. He'll go to bed. He'll still be awake, tossing and turning, thinking, I should have had a hat trick. Because as a striker, you should be selfish. That's what strikers are about, scoring goals.
Right.
You know what I mean? In the match ball.
He's got a lovely touch with him, though, Bernie, hasn't he?
He has. He's a good footballer, good brain, good vision. He's cool, composed. He's got a lot of attributes. But that's why he must stay up the middle. I think he's wasted it wide, in my opinion. I'm not the manager, but if you were asking me, centre forward the remaining 9 games, no ifs or buts. Bamford.
Well, yeah, and the other thing for me, Bernie, if Woodgate is fit, I would play him. I would play him in front of Amaru. I would play him in front of, because Ayala obviously isn't fit.
No.
I like the lad from Chelsea, I must admit.
But what about Gibson? You never mentioned Gibson.
Oh, Gibson's a given. Gibson's a given for me.
So Gibson's in there, and then you would play Woody if he's fit. And
he's as solid as a rock. So, but I'm saying alongside him, that's what I mean. I wouldn't move Gibson, but I would play Woodgate, because for me, I'll put my hand on my heart. I thought he turned the game today.
No, but could I mean, you don't know the answer, and it's hypothetical. But would you? Do you think Woody could last 9 games?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, if he's fit, I mean,
but if he's fit,
I'm managing him. I mean, he didn't break sweat today, Ben.
No, he didn't, because he's cool.
Yeah, he did. I mean, that's what I mean. So well. And when if you compare that last quarter of an hour in the first half to the second half, chalk and cheese.
Okay.
Chalk and cheese, and he was the man. When it came to it, when they sorted themselves out, I thought, if you look at it, he won every ball in the air.
Yeah, he did. He was dominant.
He did. He was dominant. He was fantastic.
So, Ben, we're still confident we're going to be top 2. 9 games to go.
Well, as I say, Ben, I've got the rosy beads out. I hope anyway. Yeah.
Okay, Bill. Always go on. Final word to you, Bill.
Well, keep trucking on, lads. And,
you did say trucking.
Keep trucking and keep going. And I would go for goals, Ben. If I was that manager, I would go for goals. Yeah. Because that's the way you beat these teams. Don't go out and play for a point. For goodness sake, don't do that.
Okay, Bill. Listen. Thanks for your contribution. Give us a phone during the week. Cheers, Bill. Thank you very much.
Take care, Ben.
Cheers. If you walked in the door, it's 4-1 to Middlesbrough, and if you want to join us, we're running out of time. We'll be back during the week, but you can give us a phone in 01642 688 104.
Your local station for Middlesbrough, CVFM. Bernie Does the Borough, proudly sponsored by Teesside's Healthy Living Pharmacies. There's always a pharmacy open near you 7 days a week. Ask your local pharmacist for free and confidential advice on smoking, alcohol, weight and sexual health issues. You don't even need an appointment. Visit teessidepharmacy.net to find out more. Bernie tells it as it is, with no bull. Bernie Does the Borough on CVFM.
Still no get Bob, don't know what his phone's blew up, I heard. 01642 688 104, give us a phone, discuss today's game. It was 4-1 to Middlesbrough. Good goal for Ayala, who returned from injury. Fine goal with him, early doors, I think it was 3 or 4 minutes in. And then after that, we added another through a Doma, and then 2 smashing goals, 2 composed finishes from Patrick Bamford. Sealed the victory, 3 points, 3 teams joint top, and we're still winning them. Let's go to Pam. Good evening, Pam.
Good evening.
Pam, where have you been?
I've been here all the time, Bertie.
Hold on, you've never phoned this show. You used to phone the legends every night practically. We couldn't get you off.
Look, Benny, I've had a lot of trouble lately. You know my illness.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, there's something else happened.
Oh dear.
But I'm always there listening, you know.
All right, we're not going to talk about the ailments. Let's hear it, Pam. You must be delighted tonight.
I am absolutely over the moon, Bernie, and I'll tell you what, we're going to do it.
Do you believe we're going to do it?
Tell them I want another Premier shirt to go with the one I've got.
Right. Have you got a Premier shirt, yeah?
Yeah, I want another signed one to go with the one I've got from last time we were in the Premiership.
Okay. So who's been your star man this season, Pam? Who's the one that's excited you and thought he's done really well this season?
Well, Patrick Bamford, I'm only hoping that they'll let us buy him at the end of the season.
That's a good point. That's good. I mean, he's got 15 goals, he's credit this season, and he's did ever so well. And don't forget, a lot of the games he's played outside right. But he's scored 2 smashing goals today, and he's top scorer.
And Adama, he's coming back, starting to get to score again.
Yeah, Adama, he really looked lively today, and he was direct, and he showed all his attributes. Something he's been lacking this season, but he really came to the fore, and hopefully can maintain that standard for the remaining games, Pam.
Well, I'm hoping that Woody can manage to keep fit for the next games.
For those that don't know,
I
Woody,
think if they can keep Woody in it, we've got a good chance. I mean, we're only got differences with one of them scored 4-0. Yeah. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
And if we'd have had Woody there, I think we'd have scored 4-0.
Yeah, the lads in the studio, they're not into football. They're looking at me and going, Woody Allen? No, Jonathan Woodgate, lads. Jonathan Woodgate. They're thinking it's Woody Allen, man.
I know, that things.
I know.
Mind you, we were hard luck with Derby, weren't they? They only got a goal because Norwich put it in their own goal.
That's right, on goal, and they've got a point. But Steve McLaren will be a bit concerned. The alarm bells will be ringing.
Yeah,
you know, they've conceded late goals, they get beaten, now they've drawn. Hey, look, we're all dropping points. Everybody's got the jitters at the minute, and it's going to be like that for the remaining games, Pam. It's going to go to the wire.
Oh, I know, Chess.
But the thing is, we all keep focusing, and I do as well, I'm going to be honest. We keep focusing on, Derby County, Bournemouth. Yeah. We're forgetting Watford and Norwich is in there. And they're creeping up in the pile, Look at Watford, they're second. They're joint with us, but they're second.
Yeah, but we're not that far. I mean, we're the second, yes. But they've got the same points as us, 69.
I know that, Pam. I understand that totally. But what I'm saying is, if the league finished today...
We can do it. I still think we can do it.
Pam, of course we can do it.
Yeah.
Of course we can do it. But what Brian's saying, and you know Brian over the years, his voice.
Yeah.
Brian, and I know where he's coming from. He's delighted, but he's a wee bit nervous because we've not really hit the heights early season when we've played well and really looked convincing. We huffed and puffed in that first half, and obviously second half we got it right. But against they were one of the top teams, but there'll be better teams in Ipswich to play, and there is better teams. We need to be better to keep up there,
I know, but we just starting to pick up again, okay? We did fall behind for a few games. Mm-hmm. But let's hope we'll go on another run like we did before.
Yeah, so Pam, you like a flutter, you like a wee bit in the horses. Did you have any horses on in Cheltenham?
I don't bet horses, but I've bet the Boro, and I'm standing to win over £100 if the Boro goes up.
No way, Pam. No way, Pam.
I am. I bet them before they even started the season.
Well, if you won the £100, you know where I'm here in Victoria Road, CVFM, the heart of Middlesbrough. Just send some of the money here.
125 to 1.